My goodness. Get ready. I got to grab a water. Just a sec. I'm out here on the porch. I only have 45% of a charge, battery, whatever, on my phone. So there's a chance that we're going to have to go inside and plug in. Problem is, I only have like a short cord in there. So we might end up, it's going to be awkward. Or we'll just do what we can while we can, and then it'll be enough. But I have stories to tell. There are reasons that that I only have a little bit of charge on my phone. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the comment thing. Community moderation. Let's see, subs. 20 minutes. Okay. All right. Just so it doesn't get nasty in here. Hi, Crystal. Hello, my love. And there's Vicky. So here's the thing, guys. Listen, I only have 45% charge. Hi, baby carrots. 45% charge on the phone. So there's a good chance we're going to end up having to go inside. But I don't have like a long charging cord in the like except downstairs. And anyway, we're going to do what we can. Hi, Pamela. Thanks for being here. There's a reason that I only have 45% of a charge. Oh, thank you, Alyssa. Yep, I got home. And listen, me getting home is part of why I only have 45% charge, because I have been on the phone. I've been on the phone out here in the yard and then eventually back in the house for the last, I don't know, almost 2 hours. And so barely had time to, in between talking to 4 different people, barely had time to plug the phone back in for a little bit. Guys, I was so ready to make a video and even pay to have it sponsored and put out to anyone and everyone. I was going to make a TikTok. I was going to call the Better Business Bureau. I was going to call the Nevada Gaming Board. I was ready. Okay. I was going to rain hell on a hotel because of issues. It was a lovely hotel that I stopped at on my way home because I didn't want to drive the entire 10 hours. I drove 10 hours getting down to Anaheim and Brea. But on the way back, I didn't want to do that whole thing again, especially because I was all by myself. So I had found a hotel, not in Las Vegas, but in another little town. I don't want to give all the details till the whole thing is sorted out. But anyway, I end up booking a hotel on booking.com and end up at this hotel, and some things got miscommunicated. I'll put it like that for now. And I was charged more than it was advertised. But I was too tired and whatever, and just went to bed. Most comfortable bed ever. Don't worry, I'll do an actual video about this. It's just, I need to get the whole thing sorted out for one. I need to calm down for another. I literally just got off the phone. Barely had time to get this set up out here. Very close to that, Alyssa. Very close. But anyhow, just got off the phone with like upper management. That was the 4th person that I spoke to. Listen, I'm crazy. Certifiable. You should know this by now. I mean, I dumpster dive for a living. That's what I do. Okay. And that's a little nutty. All right. It's a little nutty. Well, sorry, there's going to be road noise, but it's so beautiful out here. I just need to be out here. Hi, Liz. Oh, and there's Bonnie. Thanks for being here. So anyway, I am a bit nuts. Okay. I always have been. It runs in the family. In my younger days, we're talking late teens, early 20s, I was a beast. Okay. Temper, bad temper, horrible temper. I could hold a grudge like it was set in stone in my heart. And if I got in a fight with someone, whether physical or verbal, it got nasty. And often I was the one that made it nasty. I'm not saying this to show off or to this or to that. No, no, no. That's who I was, or that's a part of who I was. Okay? I've worked so hard for the last 10, 15 years to not be that person. To gain some control of my temper, to to be a better person, to not be so reactive, to not fly off the handle, to not raise my voice. I've been working so hard and to forgive, all of those things, okay? Just to be a better person. Well, it's kind of funny how this works, because I was driving with my sister-in-law today to visit a family member who's ill. And we were talking a lot about that, about the work I've put into it to get along with people and whatever. And how recently I've come to realize some things. One, it's good to try to get along, to try to be a better person. Sure. But the problem is you can end up getting run over that way, walked over, walked on, abused, okay, and lose yourself in trying to get along, to keep things from escalating. You can lose yourself. And that's not good. That's not worth it. It is not worth losing yourself in this effort to try to get along with people. But that's what I had been doing for a long time. Now, I did need to work on my temper. Absolutely. I did need to work on being reactionary, okay, and popping off. I did. And that's 100% true. And people in the past will tell you that. Okay? But there comes a point when that part of you that is crazy and loud and won't back down for anything, there's times when that comes in handy. Now, not if you're wrong. If you are wrong, you back down, and if necessary, you apologize. And I've gotten so much better at that, especially with my kids and with my husband, with others too, but they're my priority, obviously. Hi, TWC. But I've worked on that a lot. If I'm wrong, I back down, I apologize, I do my best to make amends, okay? But if I'm right, if I am the one that's right, I'm not doing that anymore. Hi, Vicky. Thanks for being here. Yeah, baby carrots, there comes a time, okay? There comes a time when, yes, be a good person. But stop with the nonsense of being the bigger person. You will get walked all over. You will lose yourself in being the bigger person. No. No. So, so I was talking to my sister-in-law about that as we're driving to and from visiting a family member, and how this realization has come to me this last weekend. There was a lot going on. There was a lot going on. It was a very quick trip. Drove all day getting down there. Got some good sleep. Spent the whole day at Disneyland. That was amazing. Then the next day at a funeral, and then started driving home. And slept one night in a hotel along the way, and then came the next day, the rest of the way home. Well, this trip was so good and so stressful. There was some drama. There was a lot of stress. There were things, okay? And what I came to, as I talked to myself about it and talked to my sister about it. Hi, Carolyn and Jerry. I'm 44 years old. If I live as long as my daddy did, this is a little morbid, but it is what it is. If I live as long as my daddy did, rest in peace, that means I have 20 years left, okay? I want those 20 years, or if there's more, or if there's less, to be the best possible years and time and experience and life that they can possibly be. Whatever is within my control. Okay? And so a lot of realizations. When you have a long time on the road, you got a lot of time to think, and talk to yourself. And I did a lot of that. And it hit me. I don't have to put up with this. I don't have to put up with it. Things like, oh, we're related. Oh, we've been friends for 100 years. Hi, Phyllis. I am sorry you are not feeling that great. I hope you get to feeling better. So, God, what the hell was I just saying? Anyway, I realized those things that usually are excuses, they're not. Okay? They're not. You don't have to do that. Just because you're related to someone doesn't mean you got to put up with anything. Doesn't. Especially if you are in the right. And like I said, if you're in the wrong, that's a different story. Fix it. Make it right. Make amends. But if you're right, and if it comes down to protecting yourself, your family, it does not matter what your connection is to that person, to that place, to that hotel. If you're right, don't back down. Now, sometimes, and I would never want to be in customer service ever again. I would never want to be in customer service. Absolutely not. But I did my time. I did. I was in retail, and I did my time. I even worked fast food when I was younger. I did my time. Okay. And generally, 99% of the time, hi, Kristen, I am the nicest person you could ever hope to do business with, or to wait on, or to help, to check out at the grocery store. I will be the friendliest, nicest, kindest, most generous, amiable person that you'll ever deal with, because I've done customer service, I've done retail, I've done fast food, and I know I'm going to treat people right. That's not what happened today. Like I said, I have barely any battery life. We'll see how long this goes, or we'll end up going and plugging into a really short cord. But I've been out here. I went through 4 different people, and it got loud, and the crazy came out. And look, I'm old, I'm crunchy, I'm falling apart, I'm short, I'm squat. But don't underestimate me. Don't underestimate us lunatics, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the issue is when you're dealing with crazy. And I don't mean that in any offensive way at all. Okay? When I say crazy, I think you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. There are those of us, we're like honey badgers. And once we bite on, we won't stop. We won't let go. And it scares me sometimes. And it used to scare me a lot. The people I would go up against, and there were some crazy situations. I never got fired ever from a job, and I don't know how that's possible, because the things I did and the things I said and the fights I got into and the yelling matches with people who were in positions of authority, I don't know how I was never fired. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe they knew I was right. I don't know. But that kind of crazy, and I call it that. You could call it almost anything. There's other things you could call it. Stubborn, but it's beyond stubborn. It's not just stubborn. It's something else. It's something else. And I have it. It's there. And like I said, I've worked so hard for like 10 to 15 years in sort of suppressing it, to be honest, suppressing it, but not just suppressing it, trying to improve myself, to be a better person. Okay. To be able to get along. But then, like I said, I've recently realized I was losing myself in trying to suppress that other side of me just to get along. And I found myself, of all people, getting walked on, and things like that. And I was like, this ain't right. This is not where I'm supposed to be in my life. I would never want my kids to let people walk over them just so that we don't, rock the boat. That really hit me this weekend because of a lot of situations. And it was perfect timing. It was perfect timing because I end up in a situation, and sorry, I'll come back to the comments, I promise you. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad you're all here. But you know me, I gotta finish a story when I'm on a roll. So I go to sleep on my way home from California. I stop somewhere, I sleep. There was a situation where I was charged more than I should have been, but I'm like, I just gotta sleep. Comfiest bed ever. I get home, I rest yesterday. I rest. Then I go and visit with family. Okay. Hi, Vanessa. Thanks for being here. I go and visit family, even though I'm just beyond wiped out. I'm beyond wiped out, but it's Father's Day. And so I go with my husband's family. My own daddy, rest in peace, he's gone. Okay. So I don't get to, sorry for what, TWC? No one's kicking you out. What are you talking about? TWC, what's going on? Who's fighting? Let's don't fight here. I already did enough fighting today. Let's don't do any more, okay? You guys are good. Everyone's good. No one's kicking you out. TWC, you're good, okay? We're good. We're good. All is well. I'm just on a rant. So, anyway, yesterday was a rough day. It was a rough day. I'm trying to be with family, but I really shouldn't have been. I should. I'll get back to the chat. I promise I will. I'm going to go through it. But right now, when I'm on a roll, I got to finish a story. Otherwise, I forget where I am and who I am. But I promise you, I'll get in there. I promise. So anyway, I should have just stayed home and not gone to visit, but I'm not going to. It's Father's Day, Anyway, I'm worn out. My feet are swollen because I've been driving so much. And I just needed rest. There was this issue in the back of my head, though, about this hotel situation. And I said, well, I'm going to take care of that as soon as I can take care of that. Yeah, exactly, Liz. I'm a squirrel. Woo, woo. Or, well, a dog with squirrels. Squirrel. I will lose track. So I got to finish the story. So anyhow, finally today, after doing 80, 100 things, visiting a family member who's ill, doing all this, I finally have time to call and sort out this hotel thing. Little do I know, okay, that who I'm talking to isn't even the hotel. It's an answering service who didn't bother to tell me they're an answering service. This would have been an entirely different experience. And oh my God, these conversations, they were all recorded. Someone's going to have fun listening to those. My God. I have never been treated so badly in a customer service situation. I'm not a Karen. I'm not that person. Okay. You treat me right, I'll treat you right. Like I said, if I'm wrong, I will acknowledge it. I will back down and I will apologize and try to make it right. I have grown and that's what I do now. I didn't used to. I do now. I'm a better person now. But if you treat me wrong and I know that I'm right, different things happen. Different things. And I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm some badass. No, I'm crazy. There's a difference. There's a big difference. A badass, I wouldn't be scared of them. Okay. Crazy's different. This kind of honey badger crazy that I have is different. It's a different thing. And I know you've got to know what I'm talking about. I would much rather deal with someone who's your average person that just wants to fight than with someone who's loony like me. I promise you. Okay. They're different things. I knew once this first phone call started going a little south that it was going to be a long day, evening, and that I was not backing down for anything. And I felt it. You can feel that something in you coming to the surface. And I did. I felt it. It was like, when they say you see red, I had not seen that in my vision in so long because I didn't let things go there. I didn't do that. I suppressed stuff or I backed down or I whatever. Not this time. And it got hot. You know, you could even feel the warmth inside, you know? And I knew this was going to get ugly. I knew it was going to get ugly. But that I was not backing down. And I knew I was right. I knew I was right. So, anyway, this person, not helpful at all, wanted to just get off the phone with me, treated me like I was ignorant, stupid, like I don't travel all the time, except when I'm broken. Well, even then sometimes. Like I haven't booked a million hotels. Anyway, tries to treat me like I'm just stupid. Now, of course, like I said, I didn't know that I wasn't even talking to the hotel. I was talking to their answering service. And apparently, according to the last person that I spoke with, the fourth one who actually knows what the hell they're doing, they're not supposed to try to resolve it themselves. They're supposed to escalate it to her, but they didn't. So, of course, it gets loud. It gets loud. The kids told me they could hear me elsewhere in the house as I'm out in the front yard. So I guarantee you the whole damn neighborhood heard this conversation. Sadly, poor kitty, La Gatita, she was nervous. She got worried. I made sure she went back in the house because she was getting nervous. And I feel bad for that, my poor kitty. But I was not backing down. So this guy kept trying to get rid of me. I said, absolutely not. You can't help me. You're not the one. I'm not the one you want to be doing this to. You're gonna get me someone else. He starts demanding screenshots of booking things and confirmations, la la la, and says that his supervisor required it. Okay, I send it to him. Then he says, all right, I'll see if I can find an available supervisor. Well, that's bullshit. Come on. Right there, I caught you in a lie. But anyway, hooks me up with his supervisor, who's also part of the call answering service. So also can do nothing to help, but treats me like garbage. Awful. Awful. I don't know what, and they're going to be retrained or something. Okay, I'm not going to go into all that, but it was bad. I wish, God damn it, I wish I had recorded those conversations. I wish I had. Now, they are recorded. They've been recorded. Someone has those recordings. I know, because you get that warning that this conversation is being recorded, okay? And actually, I was assured by the person actually in charge that they're going to go back and listen to all that. So I talked to this next person forever. They're not helpful at all. They treat me like I'm stupid. It was ridiculous. Finally, hi, Jewel. Thanks for being here from North Dakota. That's one of my nicknames, Jewel and Jules. And anyway, so they finally kick me up to the front desk person who they say, and this is the front desk person at the actual hotel. Okay. Oh, they were trying to play me, Vanessa, but I wasn't the one. I was not the one. And I've hardly eaten today because I've been so busy. So I was hungry and I hadn't had any coffee. My Lord, I had not had any coffee. I just barely had some. And I know it's way too late in the day, but I had to. It was necessary. Anyway, no, they were not getting me. Oh, no, not when this fire that had long been suppressed, not when it started. I'm not saying I didn't have control, but I know some of you know what I'm talking about, that once that starts, yeah, dangerous. It gets, I don't know if you guys, any of you have experienced anger issues, inability to control your temper, or those kinds of things. And listen, that's not who I am 99% of the time, okay? But it hit at the wrong time, in the wrong situation, when I knew I was right. Okay? Anyway, he finally kicks me to someone who actually is at the hotel. And the last guy I've spoken to claims this is the only person that can help me. Come to find out, this guy can't help me at all. If I were there in person, and he had been there in person, when I had checked in, he could have helped me. But now he can't do anything for me. He finally does give me the phone number of their corporate people. Gets me the corporate number because I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. You guys can say sorry to me a million times, but you're not actually sorry. And I said this to at least one of them. You're not sorry. If you were sorry, you would try to fix the situation and not just try to get off the phone. You're not sorry. Anyway, I feel bad for one part, and that is I hung up on this person. Once I got the corporate number, I noped out. Let me see how much battery life I have. Hold on. We've got 34%. If we have to plug in the house, we will. I did hang up on him, and I believe his name was Cash. Cash, I apologize. You'll never see this, but I apologize. I didn't want anyone in trouble. I didn't want trouble. I just wanted the modicum, the littlest bit, the crumb of good customer service. That's what I wanted. Fix the situation. Take care of it. That's it. I mean, we're talking about $40. $40. Now, to a casino, to a big hotel, that's nothing. That is nothing. But to people like me, your average person, that's money. And this day and age, this time, this economy, come on, that is a lot of money. Okay? You know what I mean. You know. So, anyhow, I mean, I don't think I have billionaires watching my show. That'd be cool if they did, but I don't think so. I think we're all real people, real life people, lots of different backgrounds, lots of different situations, definitely different bank accounts. But I think we are all real enough that we understand being mad about $40. I hope so. Anyway, hope I'm not talking to the wrong people. But anyhow, I do feel bad that once I got the corporate number, I hung up on Cash. He did seem lovely. He did. Okay? So I do feel bad about that. But only that. That's the only thing I feel bad about. I got the corporate number. I call. There goes my Reggie. Where are you going? Take pictures? All right, baby. He loves taking pictures. And he's really good at it, too. So anyhow, I call the number. And of course, late in the day, I'm sure they've gone home. But I leave a message. Just the brief synopsis of the situation. Here's my name. Here's my number. Please call me back. Thinking I'm not going to hear back from anybody. I'm going to have to find someone, whatever. He might not call me back, but I'm for sure calling back. I will call back and I will call back and you will not get rid of me. Okay. That's where I'm at in this process at that time. So I go in the house. I finish my coffee. I know late in the day, I might not sleep tonight. But it is, oh no, I won't get arrested. It didn't go that far, TWC. I'll tell you. So I finished my coffee. I plugged in the phone so that I can hang out with you guys. The phone rings. And it's from Nevada. And I'm like, oh my, do I answer? Of course I'm going to answer. I answer, but I'm still hot. Okay. I'm still, the adrenaline, whatever. I answer. It's not the person that I called and left a message with. That was actually this person's boss. I didn't know that. This person was at home, wasn't even at work, but that front desk person, Cash, who I hung up on, and I apologize now, had called this person, his boss, I think, and had said, please call this lady. So Cash, you're a real one. You're a real one. Okay, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you. You're lovely. Okay. Even after I rudely, and I acknowledge that, I rudely hung up on you. Thank you. Okay, I appreciate that very much. So he calls her, says, please get, and she's not even at work. She's home for the evening. She calls me. She lets me know and I was still hot. I had to calm down. And boy, was she good at that. She even let me talk over her a little bit, which is not nice. It's not good. That's what happened on those two first calls with these call center people. All they kept doing was talking over me. So I had to get louder and louder and louder. And that's why it got so hot. Okay. I can't stand when people talk over each other. It drives me crazy. Okay. I don't like doing it myself. So I get on the phone with her. She calls, whatever, tells me who she is, and I'm still in that mode, okay? But she calms me down. She calms me down. It takes a minute, and we have to clear up some details and some misunderstandings, okay? And finally, things are calm. We talk it out. I make her aware of the situation. She is a treat. I'm not going to tell you her name. I don't need to do that. She's never going to see this, but if she did, she knows who she is, and she's amazing. She has the right job. I could never do that job. I could not deal with people like me. Even though normally I'm wonderful. Normally. But a situation that's gone through these different levels, and someone that was as angry as me and as crazy as me, I don't want to deal with those people. I don't want to deal with that. Now, of course, this all could have been avoided if they would have been helpful in the beginning. And as she told me, protocol is that they're supposed to escalate it to her immediately. It's not, let's go through all these. No. Protocol is they're supposed to escalate it immediately. And she had been saying, there'll be corrective action and da-da-da. And I said, I don't want anyone fired. I don't want anyone even disciplined. I just want things done right. Educated, sure. Trained, sure. But I'm not the one that, oh my God, I am not the person that says, I want that person fired. Absolutely not. Not in this economy, and not as a human. Not as a human. That's not me. That is not me. Well, come to find out, they didn't even work for her. They work for a call center. So she's not going to fire them. That's not her job. But she is going to talk with these call center people that they have this contract with and sort some things out. And there will be some retraining, or at least that's what I've been promised. And I do hope so. I hope so. Well, she is a treat. She is so good at her job. She is so good at her job, a job that, you could not pay me enough. You could not pay me enough. She sorts it all out. The discrepancy, the issues, the whatever, like I said, I'll do a video about it later when I've calmed down, when it's all been resolved, when everything's good. I'll do a video about it. And it'll be a much different video than I was originally planning on doing when I was going scorched earth. After talking to the first two people, it was bad. It was bad. I was on a path of destruction. And I'll admit, there's some defect or something in there. Is it nature or nurture? I don't know. Okay? Because there are other people in my family that are this way. And once it starts, it is very difficult to calm it back down. Okay? And I had all these raging plans in my head over $40. Okay? But it wasn't the money. It is the money. That money, that's a lot of money. Okay? But it was more how badly I was treated. It was more other people are going to suffer. Me, I luckily had a credit card. So I got to have a room that night. Not everyone carries a credit card. A lot of people, they just want to pay in cash. And what if some family out in the middle of the desert, it's 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and they book that room, and then they get there, and no, you got to pay an extra $94 for this and a deposit and a da-da-da-da. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? So it wasn't just for me, and it wasn't just the money, okay? Because I am actually a human, okay, that cares about humans. I don't always like every other human, but I do care. And I didn't want that to happen to someone else. Hello, Joe from Sydney, Australia. Good to have you here again. I didn't want that to happen to somebody else, okay? Yeah, that was one of my next steps, Alyssa, was to dispute the charges. I absolutely would have charged, guaranteed. But I wasn't going to stop there, Alyssa. I wasn't going to stop there. No, I was going to call the Better Business Bureau. I was going to call the Nevada Gaming Board. I was going to call the conglomerate that owns all of, not to mention videos everywhere I possibly could put them. Going to Reddit also. Going, obviously TikTok, duh. Going to their Google reviews and just burning it down. Okay. Am I proud of, like I said, I have worked so hard. I've worked so hard for a lot of years to not go to that place where you do see red and you can't stop. And hello, Renee. Thank you so much for being here. Worked a long time to cool it down, to be able to work with people, talk with people, get along with people. But I've come to the realization of late that unfortunately, if you try to stay in only that place of just getting along, you're going to get walked on, you're going to get run over, you're going to get hurt, and you're not going to be yourself anymore. And there has to be a balance. Let me see how much time. We're down to 30%. So anyway, that's the path I was on, okay? Until this lovely person who does a job I could never do calms me down and calls me right away. She calls me right away, which is why I didn't get to finish charging the phone to be with you guys. I apologize. She calms me all down. She gets it sorted out. Things will get refunded. She went beyond that. Will I ever stay at that hotel again? Probably just for that bed alone. I am telling you, and again, I'll put together a video, and I'll tell you. I don't know if it'll be on this channel. I want to do more like hotel and travel stuff on one of my other channels. But anyway, I will make a video, and I will tell you that the bed I slept on, and I made sure she knew this, was the most comfortable bed I have ever slept on, bar none. Okay? It was amazing. And the guests, the fellow guests there, were the loveliest, friendliest, most amiable, generous, kind people you could ever hope to meet in a hotel. And it wasn't just because they'd been drinking. They were just genuine, lovely people. Beautiful people. I was so impressed and shocked and surprised. And I made sure she knew that too. But I will never be walked on again. Not in life, not in family, not in business. I won't do it. Money is too scarce, and we don't know what tomorrow holds, and we might desperately need that $40. Anyway, she fixed it. It'll be a few days, but I'll see a refund, and I've got to email her something, and she's going to email me, and she made some very generous offers to make it right. And she apologized, but it was real apologies, not what I was hearing from these call center guys. That was not real apologies. That was, we got to get rid of this lunatic. We got to get rid of her. I got to get off the phone with her. Okay. They didn't want to help me. They didn't want nothing. No. Okay. She meant it. Okay. Now, she probably didn't want to talk to me either, but that is her job. And she's good at it. She's good at it. Okay. I didn't need, other compensations or, when I got on the phone in the beginning, all I wanted was my money refunded and for them to fix the problem so that no one else would have to deal with it. I don't want other people to have to deal with it. Like I said, what if they had no other money with them? Are they going to get turned out onto the street? So I wanted the problem fixed and I wanted my money back. That's it. That's all I wanted. Nothing else. I don't want you giving me freebies. I didn't need that. Okay? I just wanted good customer service and to be treated like a human. Okay? And that's not what I was getting until I finally got to the right person. Well, come to find out, the corporate number I had been given, that was her boss. And so she said, I said, maybe tell that other person, I didn't know it was her boss at the time, that because I left them a message, maybe let them know that we're sorting it. And she's like, oh no, I'll hear from them anyway. She's like, I'm sure I'll hear from them first thing tomorrow morning. It is what it is. Okay. Things need to be fixed. Obviously, there's some retraining to do down the line. But I'm not that person. I don't want people fired. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way. Unless it's something where it's unforgivable. Okay. They were pretty close. They were pretty dang close. Okay. But I understand people got to make a living. People need to keep a roof over their head. They got kids to feed. I don't want to take someone's job. That's not me. Okay. But I also don't want to be treated the way I was treated. And I don't want other families to have to go through this through no fault of their own. It just so happened she took care of me, and I appreciate that greatly. I appreciate it very much, to be treated like a person, to get an apology that's a real apology, okay? To get my money back, for one. Not the money for staying at the hotel. Not the money that I honestly was supposed to pay. No, absolutely not. I stayed there, okay? I didn't want that back, and I didn't want extras, and I didn't want freebies. I wanted to be treated like a person. I wanted it fixed. I wanted the bigger problem fixed so that no one else had to go through it, okay? But by the time it got escalated to that point, I mean, maybe, I don't know what all their protocol is, okay? But she was very generous, and I appreciated it very much. But I never would have asked for any of that. And I want that said. I'm not that person that tries to get a free meal or a comp on this or it. Absolutely not. No. Anyway, that's all going to get sorted out. And even bigger than any of that, even bigger than getting my $40 back, is that she promised me she's going to get the other things fixed for other people that are trying to book a hotel room. They're not going to go through what I went through. And that's the biggest part of it for me, that she's fixing that. Let me see if I have any time left on here. Ooh, we still have 27%. We're doing great. We might even make it to the full hour. I don't know. But she promised she's going to start making some phone calls tomorrow, and she's going to get that sorted out with third-party booking sites and etc. I am still going to make sure I get through to people. I've left 2 different messages with booking.com to book through for my hotels everywhere I go. I have several active bookings right now for the next few months. Some that I've already done the paid in advance non-refundable. And I don't want to end up at those establishments and have surprise fees. Okay? So I'm going to follow through with them as well. It's on them too. Okay? There has to be communication between the booking site and the hotel so that the customer is not responsible for making sure everything's accurate, because that's not right. That is not good business. So I'm going to follow up with them as well and make sure they know and do something about it so that no one else has to go through that, and so that I can trust these other bookings that I have. You know what I mean? Hi, Lab. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Bonnie, the get over it thing. Yeah, I'm with you 100%. No, you don't need to just get over it. If you were in the wrong, I'm going to say this yet again. If you were in the wrong, that is a different story. You apologize. You back down. You make amends. Okay? And that's what this final person did for me. Okay? So I don't need to talk to the person above her that I left a message with. I don't need to talk to them. But she did say, don't be surprised if he also gets in touch with me. And that's lovely. I appreciate that. It's not necessary at all, but I do appreciate that, because that is customer service. That's what that is. And that's where you build a good relationship that makes that person want to return. And it's not, oh, I want special treatment or any bullshit like that. Absolutely not. No. No. I just want to be treated like a person and have it be fair and get what I paid for. That's all. That's all. If you've known me for any amount of time, you know that that's the case. That's it. Okay. Anyhow, holy cow, we're 45 minutes in. My God. Well, it is what it is. This all happened literally right before. It ended right before it was time for me to get on with you guys. So I apologize if I'm, all crazy, but it's like, it was wild. It was wild. Alyssa, so you understand. You're at 15%. I am at 26. We'll make it. Guys, thank you so much for listening to that whole rant and all of that. The point of all this, if there's to be a point, don't get walked on. Don't do it. And I know it's uncomfortable. I know it is. To raise a stink, especially if you're with family, that's rough. To make things awkward, to rock the boat, I know that's hard. It doesn't feel good, But what also doesn't feel good is making yourself smaller and smaller and smaller, okay, to make other people more comfortable. That's not good either. There has to be a happy balance in there, a healthy balance. Hey, diamonds and drills, welcome. Glad you could be here with all your diamonds and all your drills. Anyway, you don't have to get over it. You don't have to just accept the wrongs that are done to you. You don't have to. I'm not saying go scorched earth and just, burning everything down and destroying all your relationships and burning every bridge. I'm not saying that at all. Okay? That is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, if you are in the right, you don't back down. You don't get over it. You don't just take it. And I mean that. And that's so much easier said than done. And especially if you're not crazy like me and have a little something burning inside you just waiting to explode. But don't get walked on. Don't just put up with it. You don't have to. And honestly, that can get uncomfortable. TWC, welcome back. Phyllis, Kitty is doing good. She's chilling over here in the yard. Phyllis, she was nervous earlier because I'm out in the front yard and my voice was getting louder and louder and louder dealing with these people on the phone. And she did get nervous. And I feel bad about that. I do. But it was what it was and it is what it is. And now she's just fine. She's happy. There's that. Okay. Diamonds and drills, what is your question? You can ask any question. Doesn't mean I'll answer. But if it's something I can answer, then I will. And while you're telling me your question, I'm going to look back through. Oh, good, Alyssa. I'm glad you plugged it in. Because I was not in the comments because I had to tell my story. And you guys know I get distracted super easy. Sandy, I am so sorry. If you're still with us, I apologize. I didn't see you there. Sandy, I'm so glad that you were able to join us tonight. Shatika, I didn't see you either. Thank you so much for being here. I did say hi to Crystal, Vicky. I think I said hi to you. I talked to Baby Carrots, Pamela, Alyssa. Pretty sure that I said howdy to you guys. Crystal, I've actually had a 99.9% perfect experience getting all my hotels through booking.com. This is the first time out of I don't know how many bookings that I've had an issue. The first time. It's bizarre. And it wasn't them. They didn't charge me extra. It's that things were not properly listed on their site. And so then I ended up having to pay more at the hotel. That was wrong. Cynthia, hello, my love. I'm so glad you could be here. And I'm so sorry that I didn't see that you were here. Oh, my Lord. Crystal, so you understand, she didn't talk to her mom for 9 years. And that is unfortunate. And I'm sorry that that happened. It's tricky. Family relationships are very tricky. And I am not saying burn all your bridges and, oh, you had a disagreement, never talk to him again. Not at all. Not at all. I'm saying protect yourself. Protect your mental and emotional well-being and your physical well-being as much as you are able. Have boundaries, enforce those boundaries. Just be healthy. Okay? I'm not saying fly off the handle. I'm not saying escalate things, especially if you're in the wrong. But if you are in the right, stand up for yourself. It doesn't mean like me, where the whole neighborhood can hear you standing up for yourself. No. No. Okay? God, I can't even imagine her listening to those recorded phone calls. My Lord, it's going to be interesting. Elko, Nevada. Alyssa, I've only been through there. I don't think I've ever actually like stopped and hung out. I think I've driven through. But I'll keep that in mind. Baby carrots, I feel ya. Yeah, and exactly. People start thinking they can take advantage of your kindness. Can't let that happen because it will destroy you. And then, oh, we got 24%. Oh, we're going to make it. And what can happen, and welcome back, Pookie. What can happen, and this is where it gets dangerous, is if you never speak up, you don't stand up for yourself, you let everyone walk on you, and you keep pushing it all down and pushing it all down and pushing it all down. You know what's going to happen? It's either going to kill you, you're going to have a heart attack, high blood pressure issues, or you're going to blow up and you're going to destroy everything and everyone. That is what will happen. Because you can't just keep pushing it down forever and ever. It's going to come out one way or another, either in your physical health or you're going to blow. That's reality. It just is. Better have good relationships with strong boundaries and enforce those boundaries. Does that mean sometimes you're going to have to make things uncomfortable and awkward? Yeah, sometimes you will. Sometimes you will. And then people might say horrible things about you. I can't even imagine. Oh my God, can you imagine at the call center what those guys are saying to each other about me? I don't know. I don't want to know, but I bet it's interesting and entertaining. You need to let people know that you have a limit and that you want to be treated like a person, but they are going to treat them like a person too. It's got to be equal. But sometimes it takes rocking that boat for everyone to understand how it needs to be. Sometimes it also takes therapy. Let's see. What pools, TWC Myers? What pools are you talking about? I don't have a pool. I wish I had a pool. So I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, baby carrots, exactly. That person is still there. That short temper, that loud, crazy me is still in there. Okay? And can be utilized when necessary. I just haven't in a long, long time. And I'm not saying that you need to, I want to make sure this is clear. You shouldn't blow up at people. I never call customer service. I'm not the one that asks for your manager. I don't do that. I am the kindest, most generous patron of any and every establishment. Always. Until this. And then it went south. It went bad. Okay. Hot in West Virginia. It's kind of hot here too. But luckily this evening, I don't know, we got this miraculous cloud cover, and it was great because it was a great place to, be out here And unfortunately, I wasn't able to just sit and enjoy my gardens. I was on the phone with, some situation. But at least I had great weather and able to be out here with you guys this evening on the porch, which I did not think would happen because we've been, 105, 107 degrees Fahrenheit. So real nice. A little bit of a light breeze. TWC Myers is 21 years old. My Lord, 21. If I knew then what I know now, it's neither here nor there. I can't go back, but I would have done some things differently, that's for sure. What does my shirt say? It says, deny, defend, depose, hashtag free Luigi. Phyllis is going to be 72 on Thursday. Happy birthday on Thursday, Phyllis. I hope it is wonderful. And this is for real, Pamela. First, let me check. We've got 22%. We're good. Pamela says, when my mom was alive, she said that the older she got, the less BS she put up with. And I'm with you 100%. And that's what I was saying at the beginning of this video. It's been hitting me lately. If I have as much time as my daddy, rest in peace, had on this earth, then that means from here, I've got 20 years. 20 years. I want those to be wonderful, full of love. There will be rough days. There will be hard days. There will be disappointments. There will be struggles. Of course there will. But I want to make them as good as they can be. And I want to be the best me in those 20 years that I can be. And sometimes that requires difficult conversations with others and with ourselves. It requires boundaries. It requires rocking the boat sometimes in certain situations. But I'm willing to do that. Kristen, I believe I said hello. Hello to you. TWC, you say 95 there in West Virginia. And you know what? Even though it's hotter temperatures here, it's rougher where you are. Because I know you all have the humidity. We don't have humidity here. Nope. I have to put lip stuff on 10, 20 times a day. Dry. It was so nice going to Southern California and having that humidity. And luckily it didn't get too hot down there. And so it was perfect. And I didn't have to put any lip stuff on, and I had no allergies. Oh, it was a gift. And I'm allergic to Utah. I'm definitely allergic to Utah. I had no allergies there at all. It was amazing. But I wish you the best of luck. 95 degrees and humidity. I wish you the best. Yeah, TWC, I did my time. I did my time suppressing. I did. And that's, Crystal, 100%. 100%. Just because you're family, just because you share blood, familial relations. Hey, Lulu. I'm almost done here. Just because you have those connections doesn't mean you have to put up with everything and anything for the rest of your life or theirs. Absolutely not. I know that's an excuse people have said forever and ever, but they're family, No. No. Okay? Love your family. Be generous to your family, but do not get walked on or run over by your family under the excuse of, well, they're family. Absolutely not. Oh, TWC saying I'm not old. Oh, you're wonderful. What is this?
I'm gonna try a bite. It's garlic bread cheese sandwich.
Oh, Lulu wants me to try a bite of some concoction of hers real quick.
It's a garlic bread cheese sandwich.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'll give it back.
No, it's fine. I was gonna make more.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't.
I've hardly eaten today.
That one's been half eaten.
That's okay. It's fine. It's delicious. No, it's delicious. Look at this, you guys. Oh my God. If you could taste this, if there was taste-o-vision, the smell, the fragrance, oh, the aroma. My Lord. My Lulu, she can cook. Thank you, my sweetness.
This is garlic bread cheese sandwich.
Oh, it's amazing.
Because I had seen a meme or whatever.
Let me tell how much I have. My battery's almost dead. 20%. Let me wrap up with them, and then I want to hear the whole thing.
All right. Bye, guys.
Lulu says bye.
Kitty just ran off.
Did she run off?
Coming up to the porch and then running off.
What I got was, this is based on a meme. We'll get the whole story later. Because my battery is almost dead. Oh, I wasn't talking about weather. TWC. TWC, something about getting pregnant in your 40s. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. I can't. I have no equipment anymore. Everything's gone. There's nothing left. I am in forced menopause. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but it was necessary in my case. I've heard of people that have gotten pregnant. This is so off topic, but it's in your comments, so I'm answering it. In their 60s. There are women who have gotten pregnant in their 60s. Can you imagine? Oh, be careful. And that's true, Crystal. You cannot force yourself to not defend yourself. Eventually, you'll blow. You will. Oh, Phyllis, you took some echinacea. I'm so glad. That's what I always recommend to everyone. Echinacea and zinc. Vanessa, I think I said hi. I hope I did. Hello, hello. And Vanessa says she's also a nut job. That's wonderful. Bonnie, she gets it too. Tire fell off of the push mower. You okay? I hope it didn't run over you. Oh yeah, Crystal, I blew up. I did. I blew up. And that's the reality. I did. Patricia, she gets it. Hi, Patricia. I'm so glad you're here. She blacks out too. TWC, I am a strong, lifelong, or at least, 11, 10 years old, Nirvana fan. And in fact, next month, Lulu and I, that brought me this amazing sandwich, we're going to Seattle for a My Chemical Romance concert, and we will be stopping in Aberdeen, which is where Kurt Cobain was born. We will see his childhood home and the memorial park. I am so excited. Yeah, Crystal, when something starts, I'm finishing it because that's what I'm going to do. I'm with you, Vanessa, 100%. And we got to stand up for ourselves. We have to. We have to. Yeah, and yeah, $40 to plenty of people, that is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Anyway, all right. Did I catch everyone? How do I deal with a YouTube bully? I block them. I block them. They're dead to me. I block them. I used to fight. Again, these are things I've been working on. I would get in fights with people in the comments. I don't do it anymore. I don't do it anymore. They are not going to get that energy from me. If my most loyal core group of viewers don't get an equal amount of energy from me, some ding dong that wants to fight or bully or whatever, they're not getting any energy from me. Not anymore. Speaking of energy, we have 19%. Yeah, no more. Block them, ignore them. Don't waste your energy on them. We don't know how much time we have on this earth. Don't waste it. I feel you, Vicky. I'm with you. Oh, there's nothing wrong with asking that, TWC. You can ask me stuff. Will I always answer it? No. If it's not something I want to answer, I'm not going to answer. That's fine. And there's Julie. Oh, thank you so much for being here. I love to see you in the comments. Thank you so much. Yeah, apologize, forgive, but yeah, I don't forget either, Bonnie. I don't. And that's a cautionary thing. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself. That doesn't mean get all jaded and, all that. No. But you got to protect yourself. Yeah, West Virginia, you're going to be hot. Hello, Susanna. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, Phyllis, you're right. You're right. Hello, Phoenix. I'm so glad you're here with us again. Thank you for being here. Vanessa, you're in Ohio. Do you guys get the humidity too? I don't know. I'm not. I've never been to Ohio. And there's Halkanen. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, I'm so glad. And Cynthia. Oh, I love that. That is adorable. Thank you. And there's Manuela. Hello, Manuela. And and I think I'm all caught up. I do believe I'm caught up, and my phone is gonna die. Guys, I adore you. I appreciate you. Thank you for putting up with this, for letting me be me, whatever that happens to be on that day. I appreciate it. Take care of you. Take care of you. Okay? And that's, the best advice I can give to anyone. Take care of you. Okay? Oh, you guys are wonderful. I will talk to you again soon. Stay tuned for news on what we're doing here in the next bit and what's coming up and the plans that I have. Thank you so much. You guys let me rant and rave and all this, and God, I appreciate it. Anyway, thanks for being part of my life and my live, and have a good night or a good morning, Manuela. And we'll see you all real soon, okay? Bye-bye.